Hey, what's up, Hood News peeps? I'm waiting for you guys. Let's check in, check in. We've got a new sponsor, and this line of work I really have a lot of respect for. I have a lot of respect for our newest sponsor and the line of work that they are committed to. I'm going to wait for you guys. Happy Monday, friends. Good morning or good afternoon now. I'm going to wait for you guys. Hey, Hood News peeps. How are you guys doing? Everybody doing good? Check in, check in. Let me know when you guys are here. So we're here at the Brand Nation studio, and I've got our guest with us and also a sponsor, Brady. Hey, Brady Boren, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you, Grizzy?
I'm good. Thank you first and foremost for, becoming a sponsor, and we're going to talk about your line of work. Tell us the name of your company.
The name of our company is Crisis Care.
Okay.
So we provide biohazard removal
Okay.
and hoarding services. So we clean up after death and just gross filth, odors, all that stuff.
All right. So we're looking at some images. Can we flip through some of these? And how long have you just started this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So like this next image, I know it looks crazy, but this is not an actual death, right? This is just a house that was probably in a bad situation where people weren't cleaning, and you guys can take on those situations as well, like hoarding, where somebody left the house unkept for a very long time.
Any situation where children, people aren't safe, we come in and we help. We work a lot with the city. We try to help protect kiddos who are in these environments, to help families who are in these environments, because it really is so much past just not, picking up after yourself. It's more so just mental health and stepping in there. So
Exactly. Let me do a sound test. Hey, friends, I've got somebody saying they can't hear. It might be them. Okay, no, we can hear. We can hear just fine. Can y'all tell her to exit the video and come back in? All right. So, what's the first thing that someone should know when they contact you? Because look, I'm just gonna say like this. You guys know I go to crime scenes all the time. Like I'm always at crime scenes. I'm always on different scenes where there's been a death, where there's been an overdose, where there's been someone who passed away unfortunately, or found in a way where they're no longer alive. A lot of times I've seen families, because there's no cleanup. Like a lot of times I've seen families do that themselves.
Yeah.
And that is the most heartbreaking thing. You guys know when I'm at these scenes, sometimes I'm there till the end, till the medical examiner arrives. Sometimes I get to see the families come in. And that is the most heartbreaking thing, to see a mother grabbing buckets of water, soap, bleach, going back and forth, and they're already agonizing over the death of somebody they love so much. So what's one of the first things that somebody should know, Brady, when they contact you for help with a biohazard or even like a hoarding situation?
I think the most important thing to know is that you're not alone. That there are people who can help, and that you shouldn't be left to do it alone.
Yeah, most definitely.
I answer all of our calls personally. We walk you through the whole situation. But I think the goal with Crisis Care is to know that you're not alone. You don't need to clean up after this by yourself. You don't need to, that's something you shouldn't need to go through. We're certified and licensed and here to help.
All right. So you've seen homes after suicides, hoardings, even decomposition, like a single person that may not have had a whole lot of family checking up on them and they pass away. You've seen situations like that. What kind of emotional weight carries in those moments, and how do you approach that?
So I'm still figuring that out. It's OSHA requires us to have debrief and counseling for all of the trauma that our employees go through. But to answer your question, that's the side of this that that's the hardest, right? Like it's handling those emotions and being able to deliver a service, protect the home, and also protect the family from any ongoing trauma. Yeah.
Okay. Most definitely. So, what different situations have you seen? You've seen suicides. You've seen hoarding. Like, what level of hoarding have you guys taken care of?
So in hoarding, there's 5 levels. There's 1 through 5. We've seen all of them. Some of the saddest situations that I get into or that we get into is when little kids are involved and they're essentially living on the ground in the middle of filth.
Yeah.
And so those situations, definitely the hardest. I think the suicides and the unattended deaths, all of it personally for me plays a mental toll. I remember our first suicide. We started the company in October of last year.
Okay.
And I'll never forget the first phone call we received. It was from a mother whose daughter had just taken her life on the back porch. I'm new to this side of things. I'm not new to caring for people. I've spent the last 10 years in healthcare, helping out individuals with special needs.
Right.
But I'll never forget that first phone call.
Wow.
I was emotional for days. You almost have to make a decision to pull yourself out of that and be able to help the family.
Okay.
So,
Can we take a look at some of the pictures? We got Christian here in the house. Hey, Christian. All right, he's going to help us. All right, so you guys handle, can we move to the next one? Okay, so you guys, like, come in after such a catastrophic or devastating situation, and you guys get in contact with the families, or they contact you, right? They contact you, and you guys, how long does a service like this take for, like, or does it depend, or how do you guys approach a scene?
yeah, so we have our training.
Yeah, like this. Like, okay, got it. Like
We have our trainings that we go through that help us in every single situation. We work in layers, right?
Okay.
So every case is different. If it's a suicide, I hate saying simple suicide, but in our work, if it is more simple, that will be treated different than in this case where we had a gentleman decompose on the toilet and wasn't found for 10 days. This person had cancer, and there's a lot of variables that go into odor treatment, and so we were able to do this job, remove all the odor, and save the insurance a lot of money. This is covered by insurance.
Okay, so that's another thing that people might not know.
Right.
That this kind of service that you guys provide can be covered by insurance.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So that's just some of our crew in a job. A lot of our crew is made up of former law enforcement, firefighters, EMTs, people who have been exposed a lot more than me in these environments. They're wonderful. They help me out so much. And yeah, this is sometimes we even have to remove sheetrock because body fluids will get under the baseboard, under the sheetrock. And in this case, the body fluid got underneath the base plate. And this was after a suicide, a bedside suicide.
Got it.
Yeah.
So, hoarder situation. Let's talk about the hoarding situations. So, hoarding isn't just about clutter. It's like, something most people completely misunderstand about hoarding situations?
Yeah. So hoarding is it's a registered mental illness under OCD. So it's a DSM, classified as a mental illness. And I think, to these people who suffer from hoarding, everything has a place.
Yeah.
Everything has a spot. And even if it's, 500 pizza boxes that they've been saving for a year, a lot of the times our families that we serve are suffering from trauma, like maybe a loss of a loved one. This lady was married, her spouse had passed, and she was collecting a few things. She had a bunch of pizza boxes in the other room because her and her spouse would would eat pizza, and it
It
would,
just brought back memories.
yeah, it just reminds them of trauma they have, and it's so much deeper than just the work. There's a lot of sensitivity that goes into it, and a lot of people don't know, but there are some advantage plans in Medicare that help cover services for hoarding, and I believe PPO insurance are starting to make clauses in their statements that help people cover these services.
Okay.
Right.
Because it's being more recognized now, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Most definitely. So when you arrive at a trauma or crime scene, what's your immediate approach, like your priority? How do you ensure the safety for your team and the family that's asking, for help?
Yeah.
Like, what do you guys do?
So when we arrive on a trauma scene, the first thing that we try to do is mitigate all trauma for the family. So if it's in a room, we'll set up containment around the rooms so that blood pathogens, we deal a lot with blood pathogens. Blood pathogens are what carries disease, and it's how, all these different diseases are spread around. So we'll get in, we'll set up containment, and ultimately make sure the family's taken care of during the job. A lot of the times our jobs, a lot are simple cleanups, but then a lot turn into a little bit of construction, right? Because we have to tear out, carpet, and it gets into the subfloor, and then we have to, do that. So insurance will cover families to get a hotel. And OSHA, we do a lot with OSHA, and being compliant with OSHA, the families, ultimately our main goal is to make sure that they don't need to experience any of this.
All right. Most definitely. Like as less traumatic as possible.
Right.
Yeah, because they're already going through the emotional side, but to have to smell something or see something, physically, that's just very, I can't even imagine. But shout out to you and your team, friend. You guys are out here. I say that this is the Lord's work. I mean, it doesn't get talked about enough. Like literally, I've seen moms go in after their children are killed or something happens to a loved one, and they're literally on their hands and knees scrubbing down the carpet, and then the stuff doesn't really go away. But what you guys are providing here is a service where even you're going under the baseboards, you're going under the carpet. And I see it takes a little bit of an emotional, you feel this stuff too. This is, emotional as well. And it only caring people, like you want people that actually care to take care of you. So this is another picture that we're looking at right here.
Yeah, this is the after of that sweet lady's apartment.
Okay.
She was in the hospital when we did this.
Okay.
And so her social worker called and said, hey, home's not safe to go to. And this is just the afters. We have a lot of chemicals and things like that are safe, organic, biodegradable, and also, get the job done.
Somebody had passed away here?
No, nobody passed away.
Oh, good.
This was just gross filth.
Oh, this is a hoarding situation.
This was a hoarding situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang. I've been in a few houses like this too, so.
And they live in that.
Yeah.
They're living in
yes,
that.
yeah, they're able to navigate. I don't know how they do it, but they do.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy, friend. I'm just in awe. Yes. And so it's good that you have a team of skilled people, like you said, former paramedics and people that have that, experience that they can do it. And they're strong already mentally and emotionally to be committed to taking care of these families and when they reach out to you all. Now, speaking of reaching out to you, how can they get in contact with you and the team?
We're open 24/7. We have a 2-hour response time. We're local to Houston. We serve Houston. I got an 855 phone number. I'm going to switch it to a 713 because shout out H-Town. We got to, switch that up. But it's as simple as going on our website and clicking the call now button. We even have a refer a crisis button. So if you know of anyone who may need help and that's the route you want to take, you can either refer or submit one or call us directly. We have staff working around the clock ready to go.
Yeah.
So.
In a hoarding situation like this, what's the reaction from the people? Like when the hoarder themselves, like what do they express?
It's all emotional. It's so emotional.
Wow.
And it's like there are tears and and it's just the most fulfilling work.
Oh, yeah, that's
because
amazing, friend.
she came home and felt good,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's what home should
Yeah,
do.
you guys freed her. Yeah, like it was something that she wasn't able to take on by herself.
Right.
Yeah, that's amazing. Look at that, friends. The before and the after is crazy. Man, look at that. Oh my goodness, bless her heart, man. You know, we never want to be in a space like that, but if we ever do, or a loved one or someone we know and care about, definitely want to reach out to this team and tell us. It's Crisis Care US, right? Crisis Care US.
CrisisCareUS.com is the website.
Okay.
Our name is Crisis Care. We're here to serve.
Yeah, Crisis Care.
Yep. Here to serve and clean up after, all the things. And one of the things that we do, we work with a lot of realtors and real estate investors who buy homes that smell like cigarettes. Former cat lady homes with a lot of, that stuff. So just kind of up and down that is where we've been able to help people.
I am sure you've seen fur on the walls. Like that gets like that fur dander stuff. It gets everywhere, friends. Have y'all ever cleaned behind a cat person? Baby, let me tell you, it's tedious. Yeah. And look, friends, I'm going to tell y'all something. We saw some images. I saw some pictures that he shared, and the work that they do, incredible, friends. Like the before and after. I don't have the heart to show that kind of stuff on here, but like literally somebody who passed away for how long was it? Like 9 weeks?
9 weeks.
About 9 weeks. A lady had passed away for about 9 weeks. She went nobody found this lady.
27 years old.
27-year-old lady passed away in her home, and she wasn't found until 9 weeks later. I thought that I was looking at a fire. I thought that it was ashes on the ground, and it was the person deteriorating, friends. That's the decomposition of the body. We start breaking down when we're no longer alive. They will come in there and really fix it and like clean the scene. Not fix it, but clean it so that the family doesn't have to endure that, or anybody following like that will live there again or anything like that. The images are so strong, and I'm like, no, like that's, it was, I can't believe it. And our friend here, he's tearing up because, like I said, it is an emotional line of work, man. And much respect to what you guys are doing, friend. I appreciate that so much. So let me see what else we got here. So you guys handle the crime scene, infectious disease cleanup. Can you tell us what that is?
Coronavirus.
Okay.
All of the diseases. Last month we cleaned up after a 650-pound man.
Wow.
Who had a virus on his leg that was a flesh-eating virus.
Whoa.
And he was defecating and going to the bathroom all over his home. And then also there were body fluids all over. So our chemicals and all of our products will go in and eradicate all of those diseases immediately.
Right.
So we were able to help him out, take out all of his floors, put them back in, and make his home ready to go when he got back from the hospital.
Wow. How specialized is the training and the equipment that your team uses?
It's very specialized. I mean, don't get me wrong. You can find a lot of the stuff that we have at Home Depot. We are members of the American Association for Biohazard Removal, and certified and have licenses that allow us to remove biohazard in the proper way in the state of Texas, i.e. take it to the incinerator, get it properly removed of. That way, if you're throwing it all in the trash, we're not solving the issue of the disease spreading and all that stuff. So,
all right.
Yeah.
All right.
So we hold like annual trainings. We have quarterly trainings that help us stay up on our certificates. There's a picture in there of us training on. We train on pig's blood.
Okay.
So we purchased pig's blood. She's an OSHA certified trainer, and that's some of our staff there. And she let that kind of sit on that couch in the sun for about 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
So we're able to somewhat like duplicate a scene, but like every scene's different.
Yeah,
It's all
everyone's
different.
unique,
So
yeah.
yeah,
We've had, look, I'm glad that you guys are on board with the Hood News, and hopefully, like, we can tell people, hey, like, I had somebody reach out to me saying that somebody had passed away, they committed suicide in a car.
Yeah.
And that when they got the car, when they received the car was not clean. Like, there was stuff on the top of the car, and there was stuff on the headrest.
Yeah.
And I wish I would have known. I said, if I were you, I'd try to Google it. But now we know somebody that we've got a Hood News peep that's in this line of work. So it's a really good thing to have. And hopefully we won't need right away or anything like this, heaven forbid. But if you
Yeah.
do find yourself in a situation, know that you've got a Hood News peep, a friend that can help. And I heard that you guys even send a bouquet of flowers to the family. Yeah.
We do. We have a policy where every victim of violent crime or domestic violence, any of that, crisis care hand delivers a bouquet of flowers with a handwritten note. It's not much.
Yeah,
but
but something it's something, friend. Better than
right.
Yeah, then I can't even, friend. This is like, see, this is some stuff that. Man, like they get that personal touch because they treat you like they're your family. Now, what we said here, this was not a death. This
No.
was just somebody not living right, not able to care for themselves, I think, right? And you
Right.
guys cleaned all of that up.
Yeah.
Can we look at some of the other pictures? Let me see. All right. And what is happening in that one?
Which one? That one?
Yes.
So those are biohazard bags.
Okay.
So those we take to our shop at the end of the job, and in our shop we have an area where we have big biohazard barrels, and then we, once or twice a month, depending on how much we have, we'll get those disposed of. So that's what she's doing, and yeah, anything with blood, whether it's dried or wet, it doesn't matter. It's diseases can spread, and that's the way that we dispose of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang, that's some craziness.
Yeah.
All right. What else we got here? Let me see. All right. We're looking at some of the pictures. Okay, so you guys have work trucks when y'all pull up.
Yeah. So they're unmarked.
Okay.
They're discreet.
Discreet, yes.
Yeah.
Because you
So-
don't want everybody in your business.
No.
Yes.
We don't. And so I mean, at worst, we may put a little like CC logo on it, just because, but nothing descriptive. We show it very discreet, and those are our vans. They're organized all the same, and that's us decontaminating the van after a job.
So you guys have everything needed.
Yeah.
All right. So you also help with estate cleanouts and unattended deaths. What's the biggest challenge when working with grieving families in a situation like this?
Outside of the sadness, there's every time there's like a family feud over some sort of something.
Yeah.
Whether it's like an old necklace or something that wasn't found. So we're helping families, find wills. We're helping them go in there and find all these things because they can't bear the smell. And so we'll help them collect all those documents from the inside of the home. And then ultimately, the proper way to remove odor is to remove everything from inside the home.
Right.
So making sure that what we do throw out is okay with the family.
Wow.
Now, we've never been in a situation where we've thrown anything out we shouldn't, but we have been in a situation where, there's just I would say the hardest part about those is potential family drama that kind of happens.
Yeah.
That have
But you
nothing
guys
to
are
do
there.
with us. We're just there.
Yeah.
We're there
and you guys are able to navigate all those emotions
Right.
and, help them.
Right.
them establish some order during a chaotic moment. What's this?
Another hoard. So this would be a level 4 hoard.
Wow. Look, friends.
I had some more pictures. I mean, there were like chicken wing bones. It was so. I mean, that floor is about 8 to 12 inches off of the ground. That garbage, and it's thick like roaches, mice, everything you can think of was running around underneath that. So
I hope maybe some law enforcement, they come to these scenes. I hope they'll say, "Hey, I saw that service on Grizzlies Hood News, like to put y'all's name out there too."
Yeah.
What a great service. This doesn't get talked about enough. Like these things that you guys deal with, like the service that you provide, not deal with, the service that you provide in an aftermath of a chaotic situation where either someone passed away, someone died, someone killed themselves, or someone didn't take care of themselves.
Right.
Because we're seeing this scene right here. Somebody isn't able to care for themselves.
I showed up to this job personally to talk to him, and he was actively living in this, just living in there. And the smell is worse than how it looks.
Wow. Yeah, I've been to some hoarding situations with, if the peeps remember, there was a lady with over 100 dead cats in her house.
Yeah.
And there were still some inside the crates, and I had to walk through a kitchen that looked so much like that, and it was just years of trash, and I don't know what was going on there, but yeah, those smells, you cannot, it permeates, even the smell of death, and I've been to a few scenes where you can smell that, unfortunately, but yeah, friend, what's, at the end of the day, why does this work matter to you personally? What keeps you going? Oh, friend. Man. Hey, friends. Hold on, man. Ooh. It's a tough one. We're going to be crying up in here. Oh, my goodness. Hold on. Give our friend a minute here. Give Brady a minute. This is the kind of people that you want to take care of your needs if you find yourself in a situation like this. Look, friends. That's the kind of person. You don't want somebody cold-blooded, like, whatever. It's just another number, another person, no. This is the type of person that you want on your side with professionalism, the heart to do it, and the care.
Yeah, I to answer your question.
Yes.
It's just the thought of a mom or a cousin or somebody having to come and do it.
Yeah.
I mean, the hoarding situations, that's one thing, but the suicides and the double murder homicides and the things that happen, it just shouldn't be done by somebody who, one, isn't licensed, but the trauma is just, it's personal to us.
Yeah.
So.
Most definitely. Well, we thank you so much for coming in today. And once again, this is, let me see, where can we find you? I'm putting the information, but this is 1-855-336-5766. I have put all the information on the top of this post. I want everybody to, go give them a follow too on Facebook, because he's going to be making posts. He's starting the social media presence, and we're going to help him along the way. Blessings, man, to everybody. What we don't want, is for you to feel alone if you ever come into a situation where, heaven forbid, the loss of a loved one, you're having to deal with that by yourself, trying to clean. And then we're not experts. So we might clean over the surface, but don't forget, there's grout, there's layers, there's carpeting, there's baseboards. You don't want to find something later on, which you guys have. And we spoke about this when we first met. We met last week. We've talked about how sometimes things are left behind at crime scenes, and these are the professionals that can deal with that. So yes, friends. All right. Yeah. Everybody loves you. They're like, that man's got heart. I'm telling you, friends. Oh my gosh, you want Brady. Like, you don't want somebody clinical and all that other stuff with no emotion. You want somebody who's going to care for you, like if you're their family member. Yes, give me some hearts for Brady. Yeah, friends. I totally respect your heart, your drive to do this, the venture that you're going out into. You're pouring your heart and soul into something that you truly believe in, and that you have the commitment and the compassion to do this. Yes, friends. It's not an easy line of job, but he's our hero. Friends, we really love you and we respect you, friend, and we're here. If anybody ever needs him, just, crisiscareus.com. You want to go there that route, or the 1-855-336-5766, or just hit me up and I'll get you in contact with them too.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody always message me, hey, who's that guy that was over there with you, talking about this? I'll definitely, he'll have our referrals. So yeah, friends, definitely check him out. Oh, let me show y'all his social media page real quick, so y'all can go and give him a follow too.
We're on Instagram as well.
Okay. So this is the Facebook page. If you want to go look him up. He just started this. He's got 12 followers. I know we can help with that a lot. Yes, friends. Yes. ¿Y si se habla español?
Hablamos español, hasta el gringo.
Wow. Say it again.
Hasta el gringo lo hablamos.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a little bit in Spanish, for our viewers, like a little bit about what you do? Like, if you can.
Sí. Limpiamos después de la muerte.
Okay.
Y limpiamos después de situaciones que son sucias, muy, muy sucias. O sea, hay personas que no limpian, pero hay personas que tienen dificultades mentales, las cuales no les permiten limpiar solo. Okay. Entonces nosotros venimos y limpiamos después de todo lo que
haya pasado.
Sí.
Muertes, suicidas, homicidios, un poquito de todo. And let me ask you this. So, friend, like the one thing that I think somebody asked it too. What about methamphetamines or labs? What about that?
Yeah, so we're certified in fentanyl removal.
Okay.
We remove tear gas from homes.
Okay, if your baby daddy was ever in a SWAT standoff and you go into your house and it's not the same because you're tearing up all the time, that stuff doesn't.
You're not getting emotional. It's just tear gas.
Yes.
And then we're certified in removing meth labs.
Okay.
So if you ever need us.
Yeah. All right, meth houses, all that kind of stuff. Stash house, something that your baby daddy should, whoever burn your home in that kind of way. The team here at Crisis Care is there to help you. They can assist you. They will get you through it. They will make your house a habitable one where you can go and live back again. Because we have renters that don't realize that somebody's cooking up, drugs in their house, and then it's deemed not safe. Like, they can't have anybody come in afterwards because that's deadly stuff.
Yeah.
So shout out to you guys for doing the Lord's work. I say it again. I'm going to keep saying it. Y'all give this man a follow. Round of applause for Brady. He came in here today, like it's his first time on the Hood News.
We're clammy.
Yeah. You're good, friend. You did excellent. You explained to us, your services and what you did, what you do on a daily, and just keep him in mind. Put him, you have a friend now that that does this kind of work. All right, friends, reporting live here from the Brand Nation studio. I'm here with Crisis Care. Brady in the house. Thank you so much for sponsoring the Hood News, and we are here for you too. All right, friends. Okay, we got the follows. Make sure you give them a follow.
Thank you.
All right, friends. Bye. More Hood News on the way.